Hello everybody. Today I would like to talk about the Zodiac's My Name Is cipher. It's also called Z13 cipher because it's made up by 13 characters and introduced by the text My Name Is and is supposed to reveal the name of the Zodiac killer, hopefully. I present you a hypothetical solution which combines findings from 4 sources, namely Mr. and Mrs. Holden, who provided an FBI-approved solution for the very first Zodiac cipher called Z408 already in '69. Then of Harvey Hines, who was a former policeman who presented circumstantial evidence to identify a Zodiac suspect. Also, Harvey Hines bothered about that Z13 cipher. Then 3 guys, David Aronchak, Jarl van Eyck, and Sam Blake, who provided also an FBI-approved solution of the Z340 cipher, which was only done in 2020, so more than 50 years after the original cipher was sent in by Zodiac. And last but not least, Garlick, who gave also his solution for the Z13 cipher, and I will refer a lot on his opinion. That's a reproduction of the cipher Z13, which was part of a letter sent in April 1970 by Zodiac. It has a text and a sequence of 13 characters. In the text it says, "This is the Zodiac speaking. By the way, have you cracked the last cipher I sent you? My name is." These 13 characters are mainly capital letters from the alphabet, actually 8. Then we have a zodiac sign and we have 3 8s, which are surrounded by a circle, or at least it looks like that, and we have 1 symbol which looks like an anchor, or it could be also an inverted Aries symbol. Z13 remains unsolved for more than 50 years, so it leaves a lot of room for interpretation and speculation, and that is probably the reason why it has been not solved yet. And in this situation, I think it's a good idea to start with something which has been solved and with something that we know. And the first thing we learned is the cipher Z408, which was solved very quickly after it was sent in and published by Zodiac in '69. So just after 4 days by Mr. and Mrs. Holden. In the text it says, "I will not give you my name because you will try to slow down or stop my collection of slaves for my afterlife." So everybody who was hoping or is hoping that Zodiac might reveal his name in one of the cipher must have been disappointed, because even if you are able to solve a cipher like the Holdens did in '69, the benefit or the compensation was not the reveal of Zodiac's name, unfortunately. Now let's have another look at cipher Z340. This is also a cipher that had been solved, like Z408, but only 50 years after it was sent in by Zodiac. This cipher is particularly interesting and important to solve Z13 because in the letter with Z413, Zodiac refers to that one, and he asks, "Have you cracked the last cipher?" And that's cipher 340. The reason why it was so hard to solve is because it was much more complicated, and you needed a lot of computing power was needed. And now, since 2020, we have a chance to better understand or easier understand Z13 because there was a hint in it, and we have no more information about what might be in Z13. Dr. Garlick, which I mentioned before, has published a very nice interpretation of Z13, and he outlines very nicely the context of that cipher 314 and Z13. What I would point out additionally is in that cipher solution of 340, he says, Zodiac says, I now have enough slaves to work for me, where everyone else has nothing when they reach paradise. Now two fundamental questions arise. Did Zodiac change his mind, and does he really give his name in the Maya name letter Z13? And what's Zodiac's message in Z13? Let's have another look at Z13 and particularly those 13 characters. So in Z13, in contrast to Z340, two new characters are introduced that had not been used in Z340. We'll see 3 times a character that looks like an 8 within a circle, and one more character that looks like an anchor or maybe an inverted zodiac symbol for Aries. So besides those 2 new characters, there's only one zodiac symbol that has already been used in Z340. Besides that, 3 uncommon symbols, there are 8 more characters, but these are capital letters which can be found in any textbook. Let's look at the solution provided by Harvey Hines. He was a private investigator who collected what he thought a lot of circumstantial evidence to blame a person called Larry Kane to be the Zodiac killer. Please note that Hines had not solved the Z340 cipher as it is solved now. He suggested that Z13 is an anagram where the first 4 capital letters are an anagram for the name of Cain. He said that the encircled 8s are representing Cain's birth year, which is the year 1924, and the encircled 8s might also be the sign of Taurus. This is the sign where Cain had been born. So he also said that the anagram furthermore says that Cain was a Jewish man, which is true, but something which I do not personally can understand, why he can interpret out of this anagram or out of Z13 that this is an indication for a Jewish man. So the rest might be name, the final 3 capital letters, and the anchor might be an inverted sign for Aries, but this is not specified. I have added a YouTube link where you can follow Harvey Hines' explanations. So to summarize Harvey Hines' solution, he says, my name is Cain, a man born in 1924, born in the zodiac sign of Taurus with a Jewish background. Now I can understand the encircled 8 as well as an indication of 8 and the birth year and the sign of Taurus, but however I don't see how you interpret that anchor or that inverted Aries symbol. So it might be, in my view, rather an indication of his birthday, maybe. So if you look at at his birthday, 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, you find it's 1 week of Taurus and 1 week of Aries, and followed by 2 more weeks of Taurus. This might explain why there is three Taurus symbols and 1 Aries symbol inverted. But it could also just be the Aries symbol could be just a harbor, an anchor, and indicating that the Zodiac killer is a seaman. So my interpretation would be rather, if it's an anagram following Harvey Hines' idea, I would rather say my name is Cain, a man born in 1924 in the zodiac sign of Taurus and served in the Navy as a seaman, something like this. Important is that we find here one symbol which might serve a double meaning.